Welcome to the 55th episode of Full Throttle, the Presidio Group's automotive industry podcast. I'm your host, Jason Stein, Managing Director at Presidio. Great to have you back listening with us again.
I've always said that if you put me out on a desert island, there's only one number I want to know, which is what is the size of my customer base, and that's my active customer base, who is servicing with us at least twice a year. And I know if that number is big and growing, then I know we're a successful organization. And if it's shrinking, doesn't matter how much money we're making in the short term, we're going to go out of business at some point.
In this episode, we're joined by one of the most respected names in the dealer world, Vince Sheehy, President and CEO of Sheehy Auto Stores. From a single dealership in 1966 to more than 30 rooftops across Virginia and Maryland, Sheehy Auto Stores has become a model for growth, innovation, and community connection. Today, Vince shares how a 5-year journey, beginning at the height of the pandemic, led to the grand opening of a brand new Subaru store in Springfield, Virginia, and why fixed operations are the company's most important growth engine. We also dive into one of the industry's hottest topics, artificial intelligence. As the unlikely chair of Sheehy's AI committee, Vince explains how technology is reshaping his organization, from accounting and reporting to customer communication, all while maintaining what he calls the human touch that defines the dealership experience. From expansion plans and used car acquisition strategies to the challenges of affordability and inflation, Vince talks about balancing technology, culture, and customer focus. That conversation with Vince Sheehy starts now on Full Throttle.
Hi, this is Vince Sheehy with Sheehy Auto Stores, and this is the Presidio Group's Full Throttle podcast.
It is so good to be back with you again, and the first time on these airwaves. But Vince, how are you?
I'm doing well. Got a lot going on, both personally and professionally, so keeps us excited and getting up in the morning.
Yeah, you have a lot going on both fronts. Let's talk about the professional stuff first. You're about to have a grand opening, which is 5 years in the making. Do I understand that correctly? In Springfield, Virginia. It took 5 years. It's going to be a big party, Vince.
We are planning on a big party. In fact, I've got a meeting this afternoon to go over how big that party is going to be. But we had been looking for a new store or a new location for our Subaru dealership, and in March of 2020, a piece of property became available when all things were going crazy with the early stages of COVID, and we took a shot, got the piece of property. It took much longer than we expected. We thought it was going to be a 2-year project, and it was a 5-year project. And of course, the dollars kept growing, but we're very excited. We got in just over a month ago, and we're right off 95 in Springfield, Virginia, with tremendous traffic flow by the dealership every day. And we're very excited about it. We're doubling our service bay count, which will be a theme of ours in the coming years. We doubled it from 20 to 40, and we expect just explosive fixed operations growth in conjunction with a really good brand, which is Subaru.
That seems to be the theme when we talk to leaders around the industry, especially on this program of late, that fixed ops is the biggest opportunity that exists. Tell me a little bit about your thinking there and how excited you are to have that kind of capacity now.
We are really excited about our fixed operations growth this year, but it's something we've been working on for a long time. We rolled out our VIP club back in 2007. So it's hard for me to believe, but we've had that for 18 years, which is our customer retention program. And it really allows us to identify our best customers and just continue to market to them and check in with them, provide them with additional benefits that you don't get unless you are a VIP customer. But I've always said that if you put me out on a desert island, there's only one number I want to know, which is what is the size of my customer base, and that's my active customer base, who is servicing with us at least twice a year. And I know if that number is big and growing, then I know we're a successful organization. And if it's shrinking, doesn't matter how much money we're making in the short term, we're going to go out of business at some point. So we've added a lot of capacity. We built a new service department, a second service department down in at one of our Ford stores in Richmond, Virginia. We added other capacity up in Laurel, Maryland. So I think all in, we've added about 80 service bays this year internally, in addition to adding a couple of stores. And we just pride ourselves on our desire to make sure we have a lifetime relationship with each customer that we sell a car to. And so far, so good.
Yeah, a lot of opportunity there, and obviously your expansion is going to lead to a lot more. Give me the state of the industry right now, as we sit here today. Where are you in terms of, and we don't need to talk specifically about global issues, but where's your business?
Well, business, I would say, has been shockingly good. I've been saying since the beginning of the year that things were going to start to slow down based on the affordability issues. And affordability is a really big deal for our industry right now. I think that's one of the key drivers, by the way, of our fixed operations, because so many people are, whether it's by choice or they have to, are hanging on to their vehicles so much longer. But in spite of that, we're having an excellent new vehicle year. And again, I'm not sure how there are that many people out there that can afford to spend $46,000 to $50,000 on a vehicle. Our average selling price right now is just under $47,000 in new. But it's been excellent. Interest rates are slightly elevated. I think there's still enough ways to be able to get the payment to where the customer wants it. But we're still hoping those rates come down a little bit in the coming months. But business has been very solid. Used vehicles, I think, has gotten a little bit tougher at the auctions. So we are spending most of our time working on having good self-sufficient stores who can rely mostly on either the customers coming in to our drives or our Sheehy buys cars initiative. So we're looking to get cars wherever we can, and really have all of our teams working to bring used car inventory into the stores.
So not a lot of disruptions right now, Vince.
We have not seen a lot. I think that's still in our future. I said it early in the year, and I'll continue to say it, that I think we've got some headwinds, but we've been knocking out month after month of strong results.
That's great news. You and I talked a little bit off the air about technology and the importance of technology. Let's talk about artificial intelligence, which gets just as many headlines as affordability does. What's your view on how AI tools developed for auto retail will change dealership operations and maybe related to customer experience?
Well, probably the biggest joke in our company is that I'm actually chairing our AI committee, and there probably couldn't be a bigger mismatch. But I do feel it's just essential that I learn as much as I can about AI, not as a buzzword, but how it will fundamentally help us. And I think as I've done that over the last several months, and before that was getting as educated as I could get on AI, and we got very involved with our BDC product, Stella, which has worked very well for us. We've got a great BDC that I think is one of the key assets of the organization on fixed operations, and that tool has helped us immeasurably in terms of just not having to increase the head count and allowing our people to focus more on the outbound efforts, and not as much on the more mundane inbound tasks. So our accounting departments have found some AI tools that have been very useful in bank reconciliations, contract reviews. It's also allowing us to come up with more standardized operating manuals. So we can have one person who does it really well, do it, through the computer system, develop an owner's manual, or excuse me, an operating manual around that, and make sure that's the way it's done at every store. So I think it's going to really strengthen the way we look at our processes, and make sure that they are more consistently applied, even with new people to the organization. We're using some CRM tools that have AI attached to those, and it's leading to much better outbound messages to our customers. Particularly, we have a lot of sales consultants where English is a second language, and that at times has been a problem for us in the past. And I think it's really cleaning that up in a way that allows our sales consultants to just interact with our customers and communicate much more effectively. We also think it's going to make a huge difference in reporting, but I can't tell you where that's going to take us. When we've always been a little slow to just go with a big off-the-shelf reporting tool. We've done all of that internally, based on our own structure and the people we've got, but we have too many people doing reports. So I believe very shortly AI is going to fundamentally change that. But I look at AI as a tool that really enhances what we do by just reducing the amount of repetitive tasks that our people have to do, and allows them to be a little bit more creative, a little more customer focused. And I'm very bullish on what AI will do for us.
Yeah, wonderful. Agentic AI is particularly is getting a lot of buzz these days. Agentic tools, of course, using artificial intelligence to autonomously make decisions, executing tasks in accordance with defined guidelines. And some auto tech companies and dealers think they're going to be a game changer. What is Sheehy's experience with using agentic tools, and for how long, and in what areas of the dealership?
Yeah, I would say that's not an area that we have yet implemented. We're watching it closely, and I do think that will be a game changer. But I can't give you any specific. Again, I'm watching organically what AI uses are popping up, and again, a lot of those are I don't know if I'd call it specifically agentic, and I'm no expert on the precise definition of agentic AI as opposed to machine learning and the other names are out there. But ours has been really incrementally based in terms of using. I think there's a tool, Scribe, out there that again
Right.
tracks individuals and the steps to do a process, and we're using that. But we're not yet letting AI out there on its own. I mean, we're only probably 2 months ago that we revamped our employee manual to make sure AI was prominently mentioned, because there's some dangers there too, which we can't let proprietary company information or customer information get out there, within that's a trainable tool. We want to make sure everything we do is proprietary. We're working in our world, we're using Copilot, and I think that they got some work to do to continue to bring that up to, I think, the level of some of the other AI programs out there. But I think it's getting there, and Microsoft will do what they need to do in order to make sure it's if not best in class, at least competitive.
When you think about your operation generally, where's the greatest opportunity for improvement from a technological standpoint? And I mean, not just being the chair of the AI committee that you are, but generally.
I think the biggest in the term that we have is in our used vehicles, both standpoint, but also making sure we have a process to acquire that next used car. We all know that the dealerships that are competing with Carvana, and CarMax to try to get vehicles. And I am concerned that one of the larger companies out there will come up with something that's more game changing than what we have at our disposal. We always seem to be resilient enough to figure our way around that. But I would say used car acquisition and making that as frictionless a process as it can be for the customer. But at no point do I want a computer to do what I consider to be a core strength of the organization, which is to be the face-to-face interaction with the customer. So we pride ourselves on that. We are spending, you asked me earlier what our themes were for the company: training, and the amount of money we're spending on training in 2025 is the most we've ever spent. So we think there's a huge place for that with, again, AI as a support tool. So we continue to think that's going to be the differentiator, but we also know that we need to make sure we're as technologically advanced as we can be. We all are well acquainted with Amazon. I think they'll struggle in the world of cars, but that doesn't mean that they don't have many processes that have made them wildly successful, that we need to use those tools just to create the easiest process for our customer that we can. Our motto is at Sheehy, it's easy. And we'll use AI to get that done, but always with a human touch.
There's a lot to learn from Amazon's experience in automotive now, isn't there?
There is. I think it's always about the customer and the customer's unique situation. You just talking about another potential benefit of AI. If you think about what our finance managers do, based on your needs on a vehicle, a monthly payment, the lenders that are out there that might fit what that customer's needs are. And I think we spin our wheels a little bit there, and I can see an AI tool dramatically improving that whole process that makes it a much better experience for the customer. However, that's where the Amazon will struggle in really focusing in on how the customer is going to be able to afford what it is they're buying. I think Amazon does a great job at the lower levels, but when I try to buy something big from Amazon, I can see it. There's a tremendous value to having somebody that can help me navigate that world, and I don't think all the technology in the world solves that.
Final thing, Vince, you're up to 30 rooftops. Is that correct?
That's right.
And having just completed this massive, project and the aforementioned grand opening, are you in the market for more stores? Are you where are you in M&A?
We are looking on a regular basis. There's not a week that goes by that I don't have a couple of opportunities. I think the number of individuals who are interested in selling, I think that's accelerating. Obviously, we've got to find the time when buyer and seller can make things work, but we're putting bids out there this week, and we're looking to incrementally grow. In our world, we're very happy being in Virginia and Maryland, and dealing with DC. I'm not interested in going 5 hours away. I know many people that are, but we're really happy to just continue to develop our world within, say, 3 hours of where I'm sitting talking to you. And if I have the next generation, who I'm fortunate enough to have in the business, that wants to go a lot further, then I'm going to encourage them to do that. But I think unless you're growing, you're dying.
Yeah. I said final thing, but let me ask one final thing. What are you most concerned about as we look to the end of the year here? What is on your radar that you're watching very closely?
What is on my radar? I'm concerned about, again, inflation and affordability, not just from a new and used vehicle standpoint, but also in fixed operations. So I think that is the black cloud on the horizon because I think inflation is still at a pretty high level. And based on this year, I think it'll only go higher than where we are now. But it's also outside of my control. So within my control, I'm just worried about having enough people to continue to grow the company. And I know a lot of people have been concerned about the ability to attract people. We've had a very good year there. So I feel like some things we're doing, particularly in the recruiting and training arena, and just having good people that are already inside the company and a good reputation, that we'll stick to that knitting, and I think we'll be okay. But like anybody else, I have concerns when I go to bed at night, when I wake up at 2 in the morning, sweating about something. But so far so good.
Well, let's hope your shockingly good year continues. As you said, we appreciate you spending the time, and congratulations on your big event that is upcoming, the Subaru grand opening in Springfield, Virginia. It's been a pleasure being with you, Vince.
Thank you, Jason. We know how to throw a party, so I'm looking forward to Thursday.
Great.
Very nice to chat with you.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you, Vince. That's the 55th episode of Full Throttle, and a special thanks to my guest, Vince Sheehy. Thank you again for listening, and for a library of these episodes with industry leaders, go to the PresidioGroup.com, and you can also find a library of all of the Presidio Group's shows on its YouTube channel. I'm your host, Jason Stein. We'll talk to you again next time.